Yes, yes, y'all. What's good, everybody? We getting down. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Regular Cat Convo. Having a special one tonight. What up, DJ? What's good, bro? CB Meyer, what's good? Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. King Virtue, what up? What up? Ghost Squad, baby, what's good? We got my brother Torae gonna be on tonight. The Regular Cat Convo. Substance was good, bro. Peace, peace. That's you, cuz. CB Meyer, that's cuz, right? Successco, what up, bro? Thanks for joining tonight. We got my bro Torae gonna be in here. Jamil Honesty, what up, bro? Salute, man. Was just listening to some more fire you stay dropping, bro. Became one of my favorite MCs. I let everybody know that. Salute. Joel, what up? Oh, Snipe, what up, man? My bad. Oh, peace, bro. What's good? Yes, you was in the building with us last week, CB, with Snipe. Salute. Thanks for being here, bro. I appreciate you. Mike Hoffa, what up? Yo, real quick, while we wait for my bro Tor to get in, I want to give a special shout out to my man from the Ghost Squad, my man Gons. He came through in the artwork for me in the crunch. I appreciate you, bro. Gons is not only a dope digital artist, but he is a dope MC out of Jersey for sure. Salute to him. True words, everybody in the Ghost Squad. But tonight, we got my bro Torae gonna be in the building. Say no more. He's in here right now. You see how punctual my brother is. Whenever you're ready, Tor, you know you're gonna bring the crowd. You know the tribe gonna come when they see you. Alright, word, bro. Hope everybody's having a great week. Shout out to my Knicks, we coming back this season. Shout out to my Giants getting their first win of the year. So what? Now 6 days on XXM. What? We gonna have some fun tonight, man. I'm letting this joint rock cause I wanna let everybody get the vibe from my brother. Dame was good, bro. Dame Dollar in the building. One of the dopest DJs out. Even Bun B on type trill. Yes, sir. We're gonna be in the building tonight. My brother Torae. You can body me, fam. Hope everybody's enjoying their week. This is Hump Day, Wednesday. Let's go. If y'all haven't checked it yet, man, go check the website, theregularcatconvo.com. Check the YouTube. We have our station on iHeartRadio. Check us out there. Yes. We got some dopeness coming to the station, let me tell y'all. Some dope content for everybody. Not for the lollygag. Specialize in body bags, and if we in the streets, motherfucker, yes. The only signature that I need is for Tito, cousin Tito's in the building. What up, bro? Thanks for joining us tonight. We got my brother Torae gonna be here. BKMC, Coney Island's finest. Y'all already know. You know I normally rock the Regular Cat joint. Oh, Jamil, you definitely coming back, bro. I just see you working, my G. But listen, you fam, bro, you, Key Turner, my man, Hells Yeah, I would love to get all y'all together on some joints, man. We'll talk, bro. I didn't want to disturb you because you've been busy, you know? Everything you've been dropping, my man. So listen, man, we got my brother Tor. He's on his way here. I just want to shout out everybody that be coming through consistently, showing us love here at the Regular Cat Convo. Appreciate it. Shout out to my brothers in podcast, Tissue on the Tape, official heat holders, respect heat holders, all right? Also, shout out to my bros, the GOAT Squad, you know, the collective of dope artists, MCs, producers. Shout out to everybody in that crew there. Shout out to my tribe. Everybody know how we get down over here, you know, tribe love. We've been down, and we're going to talk about that. Y'all hear me talk about tribe love a lot if y'all been checking in. So tonight, y'all going to really get to see what that's all about. You know what I'm saying? Got my brother Torae. He's going to be here. I appreciate y'all checking us here. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, when it comes to my brother Tor, it's never hard to find a banger. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dopeness about this man is like, I know how dope of an MC he is. You know, sometimes there's been points when we've had conversations on hip hop, and, you know, I haven't always been the easiest to conform to some of the new stuff. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Tor's one of the dudes that put me on, but I always be telling him, listen, when these dudes was hitting, I was listening to your music. I was listening to our brother Sky, Shots them a lot, shout out to them. I was listening to Little Brother. MOP was still making bangers, you know what I'm saying? Raekwon, you know. We talking the year 2007, 2008, you know what I'm saying? You know, so word, no doubt. But listen, once again, we're going to have my brother Torae in the building tonight. You know what I'm saying? He getting ready to jump in here. But until he does, you know what I'm saying, we just going to keep on rocking. But at the same time, I want to thank y'all for being here tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have some fun. You know, we're going to talk about what makes Torae one of my favorite MCs. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have him talk about, you know what I'm saying, for some of the joints he got going on now, the business he got going on, you know what I'm saying? And just everything, you know what I'm saying? So until we do that, though, you know, let me just jump into one of these joints here. One of my favorite joints from Torae, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you would think it's one of these hard joints, word, but absolutely not. It's here. I don't know, it's just absolutely one of my favorite songs. Shout out to my brother ASU. Shout out to the tribe, everybody coming through. This is off Heart Failure. Gons, what up, bro? That's the man behind the artwork for this Torae show tonight. Appreciate you, B. All right. Okay, so we are officially going live with the man himself. Peace, bro.
Sorry, my guy, what up?
Chilling. Thanks for joining me, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate this.
Nah, it's nothing. I heard you was in there playing. I was like, yo, what is that?
Come on, bro. You already know.
It's like, what is that going on there?
It's some of everything, man. Listen, before we get started, bro, you know, I was thinking about how to get this show going with you. And I was trying to think of this dope intro. I'm just going to tell you thank you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean by that. If it wasn't for you, man, I would have had this music on the wall. I wouldn't have had this Regular Cat Convo going, bro. So from the bottom of my heart, I want everybody to know this is the man that has given me a lot besides just dope-ass music to rock, man.
Love,
you know,
man, love.
So thank you for that, bro. So, and also, you know what I mean? I'm on Regular Cat Convo except tonight, you know what I'm saying?
I see you repping. You know what I mean? Repping heavy.
Yes, yo. So what's going on, man? How's everything? I know you've been busy, man. Thank you for taking the time.
I'm going to say this, right? This shit is mad weird because I'm on the bottom of the screen, so all the words and shit is over my face. So it's taking me a minute to get used to the words on my face, but it's all good. I am great. I'm spectacular. I'm alive. I'm healthy. The fam is good. You know what I mean? I feel good. How are you, man? How you and the fam?
Listen, man, we are great, man. We're blessed. You know, I have no complaints. I won't complain, never will, because each day is another day to make it better. You know what I'm saying? And with smiling. I can put a smile on my family's face, and that's what it's all about,
Absolutely. That's the, man, I don't want to like hijack your interview and shit, but yo, it'd be like, what up, Lewis? You get things, right? You accumulate things. You come up, you don't have things. You want things. You think things are going to fulfill a void. Things are going to make you happy. Things that shine, things that take up space, things that look. Yo, it's really not about things. It's not about stuff. It's not about the accumulation of stuff. It's like your health, your family, you know what I'm saying? Put a smile on your people's face, having good times, enjoying moments. Like all of that shit is really, really what's important in the grand scheme of it. Things are nice, but that shit doesn't change the foundation of what's, you know what I'm saying? Of where your happiness lies. None of that, you know what I'm saying? I used to be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like when I came up, right? Everybody know I got sneakers. I wouldn't call myself a sneakerhead. I buy sneakers, I get sneakers, I like sneakers, I wear them shits. Word. But I was like, man, if I had those Jordans and that hat and now I got a bunch of shit just taking up space because it's just things. It's just things. I remember I used to flip out, somebody step on my kicks or lean on my hat and fuck up the brim on my hat. I'm tripping over a hat. I'm like, oh, fam, it's $30. It's things. It's all about, it's just things. So, like, I said all that to say, I'm great. I can't complain, bro.
Listen, man, this is about you, bro. So anything you have to say, anything's on your mind, so please let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Talk my shit. Jess, what up? Shout out to the tribe. You know what I mean? We definitely got to shout out to the tribe, man. I love how y'all taking this thing that was born out of despair, this thing that was born out of probably one of the most traumatizing and confusing times of our life, as we was all in this panoramic, you know what I mean? And we came together for our love of the music and you guys' support of me and what I've done musically, or however you became a Torae supporter. And once the panoramic started to open up, y'all continued on. Like the Live with Five stopped and slowed down, but y'all continue to be a tribe in like the true sense of the tribe and support each other. And the crazy shit, man, like what people don't know, and shout out to everybody that's here, like when somebody's dealing with a family issue and the tribe come together and send a couple dollars, like, yo, this is just love. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is beautiful because, again, a lot of y'all never met face to face. Y'all just know each other from the social media. Y'all just know each other from me being the nucleus of that, and being like-minded and liking the same music and having the same type of thought process and conversations. But I just love what y'all did. You know what I mean? I feel like a proud big homie, like a proud unk. You know what I mean? Watching the tribe.
We was going to get all into that, man, because that's very intricate in everything, man. Once again, that's what helped birth this all. You know what I'm saying? And don't think I was going to ever miss that because...
Oh, no, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let you conduct your shit. I'm going to I'm going to just answer questions from here on out. You know what I mean?
Nah, bro. But listen, this is about me being a fan of yours, bro. And we're going to take it back real quick to when I first... See, I love that because I could go back. I got the wall to prove it,
Yeah, I see you got some things up there on that wall, man.
I'm a pair now, but the first thing I remember when I first heard you, and shout out to my man who put me on the Last FM, I heard you on Shot Stimuli Journey, it could have been me,
Word.
Now, for y'all, whoever missed that song, go back and get that, listen to it, stream it, put it on any playlist you need because it's still is important now, We just want to get into that because when Shot hit you for that, you knew where you were going with that in that time, bro?
Could have been me. Like, one thing about Shot Stimuli, shout out to my brother Shot, saw him last week. One thing about Shot is that, he can get very detailed. He can get very intricate with painting pictures and telling stories and his wordplay. I mean, he's one of my favorite MCs, but I'm breaking down why that is, right? Because he's one of those guys that, especially the content, like that was around the time when he was dropping a whole project, a whole mixtape every month. He was dropping 10, 12 or more songs every month for 12 months. It was crazy. It was like, why would you make this many songs? But
Mm.
you know, Shaz just is one of those really, really brilliant minds, like really complex with a brilliant mind. And you know, we had worked on records before. We had formed a friendship prior to that. So when he hit me for that particular record, and I just knew conceptually what it could be.
Mm.
Pause. I had to dig deep. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
we really
right,
had to
right.
like I had to talk some shit. I had to spit some shit. So you know, Shad's one of those guys where you're not going. You play games. You play. You go to the studio playing that day, and you're gonna look crazy. You know what I mean? Like you can't
Absolutely,
take.
man.
You can't. It's that's not an easy day. You know what I mean? When you
Not
see
at
that on the
all.
calendar, you know you got a ball. You got a ball that day. So you know
Yeah.
when Shad called me for that, I had to do what I do. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. Now, speaking of what you do, you know, it's kind of weird for me to have this interview with you because I feel like being a real fan of yours, I know so much, you know what I'm saying? But there's also things I don't know. And I want to dig into you when you first picked up that pen, man. You know,
Wow.
shout, yeah, yeah, we going there, bro. You know, like when did you have that confidence? And it's gonna be hard because you're gonna be honest about it. But when did you have that confidence to go in the studio and say, "Listen, I'm ready to go bar for bar and lay it down for the world to hear it"?
It was actually a very simple thing for me because in my community, shout out to Coney Island, in my neighborhood, people knew me, right? Like I was popular in my neighborhood, but I wasn't like a ball player. Like, you know, I'm coming from Coney Island, coming up in the era of some of the best ball players and guys that went to the league and shit like that, right? So people knew me, you know, I had popularity. I wasn't like a lame or nothing like that, but I was also kind of quiet and I wasn't much of a troublemaker. Like I didn't really get in trouble. I wasn't the one shooting shit up. I wasn't one going to jail, but I was cool with all the killers and all the hustlers and all of that
Right,
because I'm just cool.
right.
Anyway, long story short, there's a annual holiday. We call it a hood holiday. There was an annual celebration for Stephen Rodriguez, somebody from our community who was murdered, who we celebrated. It's called Bro Day. And
Okay.
Bro Day brought everybody out. Everybody got the freshest hairdo, the cuts, the outfit. It was basketball games. It was giveaways. It's a hood holiday. We all, you know, a
Word,
lot of us
word.
from the hood, so you know what those are. And
Absolutely.
we also know that there's music out there and there's DJs out there and there's a microphone out there. And I had prepared to rap at Bro Day. You know, I was signed to the organizers of Bro Day. And so that was going to be an opportunity for me to showcase what I did lyrically. But a lot of people didn't know I MC'd at the time. You know, we going back. I don't even know how old I was. 13, 14, whatever, 15 maybe. And yeah, man, you know, like I jumped on the mic at Bro Day. I wrote this rap that was talking about everybody that was playing in the game and they specialty, and it was super detailed and
Mm,
real like heavy skill set shit.
mm.
Like jaws hit the floor. They was like, "Yo, like Lil Torae get busy,"
Yeah,
and it was on. It was on from there. You know, like the reaction I got from the audience. Me always knowing it's what I wanted to do, but having the confidence to do it in front of my
right.
community and people that I knew and people that it's not like you rapping in front of some people you never gonna see again. Like they
Now they're
back
gonna see
outside
you,
tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So
and they will let you know.
yeah, of course they let you have it. So that was me like really breaking into what would be the rest of my life.
Okay, okay. And do you remember like I listened to the album intros and all from the joints like your first deal? Do you remember what that feeling was like and the processes, things that you went through for that?
Well, I mean, the first record deal I was offered, I didn't take. We didn't take. It wasn't a good deal. I remember flying out to LA. Well, not even to LA, to Orange County and showcasing for labels. Like really through the whole gambit. I took my demo up to all the various labels, and I remember I got a call back from Slick Love from Bad Boy, and I thought I was signing with Puff, and we ended up doing a different project. But the first like deal, I guess would be with Soul Spasm. My man Jim Drew, who was actually the I think I forget what his position was at Raucus, but he
Okay.
was running his own company and working with Raucus at the time. That was right after Marco put out the Port Authority album on Raucus, and that's how
Yeah.
that relationship started.
Okay.
But we didn't do the Raucus thing because Jim had a separate company, separate distribution, a separate outlet, separate opportunity. And he was like, "So I want to work with you." And I still work with Jim to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that comes through IA is funneled through that system. It's been working for 10, 15 plus years. So that was
Right.
like my first like deal. Shortly after that, I did another. Well, actually, Aviate. I don't know. It depends. Like there was Aviate Records that was Coalescence. So that was like the first. There you go. Right. The
Yeah.
Coalescence was the first group situation. Like they did a vinyl deal on us for that song Promises. And then after that, I think Get It Done and Click came before I did the deal with Soul Spasm. So that was another deal that we did with Fat Beats on vinyl. So there were like a few situations.
Working.
But the first thing, like the first project that we put out that was like some type of organization to it was Aviate Records for the Coalescence.
Okay, and shout out to Coalescence, shout out to Kill Ripken, because you know he still checks in, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Vega Benetton and Wally Suede as well, you know what I'm saying? And my guy Miguel Squirrel, you know, I want to make sure we shout out the whole team. Curtis,
Absolutely.
Filthy Rich, you know what I mean? I don't want
We
nobody
don't leave anyone out because it's still
leave nobody out.
You know, word. So being that you're speaking on being in that group, you know what I mean? And you know, I'm sure because y'all still rock today to this day, so I know you're still tight. You know, what was it that made you decide to step out on your own?
It was really just my intensity and my passion and my position in life and where I was and how much how prepared I had been for it. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, like everybody was in different places in their life. And that's with anything. You try to get a group of people together, you gotta schedule shit, you gotta get a babysitter, you gotta take off work, whatever, right? It was 4 of us in the group and we were all in different phases of our life. And I had a child, I had my first kid already, and I had left my job. So for me, it was hit the ground running and go crazy. And that was just my intensity and my passion. And getting in the studio and getting records recorded and deciding what beat and then deciding what song to create and then 2 people liking it, 1 person not, somebody on it was just like a lot of hurry up and wait in that time. And I just didn't have the luxury of not going full speed ahead. You know what I'm saying? So I had to continue to push on. You know, I had to continue to push on. It was really just, you know, like I wouldn't say creative differences. It was just like we needed 1 person to be like, yo, this is what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Like we was being real diplomatic, and it's hard to do when you got 4 people in the group. You know what I'm saying? So that's what ultimately ended up happening with the Coalescence.
Okay. And once again, like I said, you still rock with them to this day, so that's the dope thing there, you know?
For sure.
You know. Now, talk to me about when you first started being able to reach out to these different producers that you and I both came up on, you know? How was that feeling? Because I know one thing about you, Tor, you are a student of this game. And shout out to our brother Bonsu for just jumping in. And real quick before we go further.
I'm just in here rapping, B. I'm just in here rapping. Don't mind me. You know what I mean? Don't mind me.
Listen, all of that's on the agenda tonight, bro. You know, all of that. Real quick, happy birthday, Molly. Part of the tribe. Today's her birthday. I want to make sure I give her that shout out too, you know?
Birthday shouts.
Word. You know, but now talk back to that. You know, talk to me about when you first reached out to these producers that we first came up on, man. How was that feeling to get in the stew with them?
Man, it's crazy. You know, it's crazy. It's still like mind blowing to this day because I'm still that kid in Coney Island that went to the record store to buy Hard to Earn or went to the record store to buy Step in the Arena or Mecca and the Soul Brother or, you know what I mean? Like all of that shit. So for me, it's always just crazy. You know, like I could pick up the phone and call Preem or Pete or Clark Kent or whomever, right? So Clark was the first producer that I got in the studio with. Clark taught me how to really make records. He actually taught me how to for my records because what Clark would do, which was really pissed me off at the time, but was really dope in retrospect, was he had a few other MCs, right? And he would give us all the same beat. Like, oh, you like that beat? Oh, word, God, let's take it. And whoever came back to the studio with the best raps and the best song got the song. So it made us lions. You know, it made us hyenas. Shout out to my brother Sway. It made us hyenas, right?
Love that.
And this is around the time he working with Sandman. You know, a lot of people know Sandman from Re-Up. I remember hearing Sandman's first album, like after he did his deal. I think it was with Interscope, and like I'm like, this guy's amazing. And he had Curtains at the time, and Curtains is amazing, and Joel Marquis is amazing, and just all of these different MCs. Some, you know, like if you really in this shit, you might know who they are. But I'm just telling you, take my word for it. Amazing MCs, right? And so, it taught me how to be just that much more hungry, sharp, specific, intentional in what I was doing, because I wasn't going to be able to slide by. It's like when you go to the league, everybody is the nicest on their block when you get in the league. You know what I mean? Like when you busting ass on your block, that's cool. But when you get in a room where everybody busts ass on their block, you got to show and prove. So Clark was the first. Preem was the one that changed my life, obviously. After Click and Get It Done came to be, my everything, just the whole trajectory of where my career was at, it's like went crazy. Pete Rock called. Let me tell the Pete Rock story because it's pretty funny. Yes. I was at the radio station just doing press promo, whatever. I don't know what record I had out and shit. But Pete Rock was there. And I had probably ran into Pete Rock a couple other times or seen him in passing. And Pete Rock was there. And so whomever the DJ was or whoever was like, yo, Pete Rock, this is my man Torae. Torae, this is Pete Rock. I'm like, of course I know Pete Rock. Pete, I'm Torae. Like, Torae. He like, Torae from the Torae Sky Zoo. That Torae? Oh. I'm like, yeah. He like, yo, I've been looking for you. We got to work. I'm like, woo. You know what I mean? So that was really like, that was the genesis of our working relationship. But it was just like, it happened like, it's like a domino effect. Once you get one record in, and once you get one person to believe in you, or, you know, somebody that Preem is Preem. So
exactly,
he commands a certain level of respect. And if he's working with an artist, then people are going to automatically at least pay attention to that artist to see what it is. Like Preem is everybody's hero. So why is my hero working with this dude from Coney Island? Let me see what he's about. And so that's why I say working with Preem changed my life in a bunch of different ways.
Absolutely, man. And speaking of that, you know, when you did that work with Preem, you did the work with Pete Rock. You know, when you're going in there and you laying these tracks down, do you go in there with a specific sound you're listening for your beats, or are you just like, or is it more so a collective where they think it's something that fits you best?
The premiere session was dope because Preem made both beats from scratch, Click and Get It Done. The first two records that, shout out to Sky, the first two records that me and Sky did with DJ Premier, he made in the studio at headquarters while we were in the lounge. You know what I'm saying? So that was crazy. Yeah, that was like, those were custom made, for lack of a better term. Right then and there, we sat in the lounge, we watched movies, we ate fucking food that was unhealthy, and then we went back in there, and Preem was like, yo, this is what I came with. And I've told this story before, but even though Get It Done was the first record to come out, the first beat was actually Click. He played the Click beat, and I heard them horns, and I was like, wow. Yes. And he was like, yo, I still want to work on that. That's not ready, so come back tomorrow. And when we came back the next day, he cooked up the Get It Done beat, and we laid it down. And like I said, you know, everything went crazy from there. And then after that record took off and did what it did, he was like, yo, I want to finish up that other joint too. He was like, absolutely. And then we went in there, we did Click, and that became like one of the biggest 12 inches of that year when you put the Click and Get It Done vinyl out with Fat Beats.
Listen, man, you already know where I am with those joints there. I think those joints is absolutely just ridiculous. They still stay in the playlist now. Like, those horns get me going in the gym.
Yo, it's so crazy. It's so crazy how many people hit me, and I love the power of social media. For all of the fuckery that's on it, you know, there are great things about it as well. And you know, people like still playing that vinyl posting it on a regular basis. Like I'm talking about weekly. I'm seeing 2-3 people post this vinyl or play this record, and or people say it's a classic, and it's always about what the people say. It's never
Right.
I'm never the guy that say, "Oh, I got to," you know what I'm saying? But the people have made that record what it is. When I see this shit going for $50 and $60 and $100 original vinyl, and I'm like, yo, this is nuts. It's crazy to me because it's my art, it's my work, but
Right.
to have it revered and respected by the people is incredible.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, is sometimes I'm sure because I know the person you are somewhat, you take a step back and you're very humble, man. You're very thankful for things because I remember when I first met you years ago, it was a Sky show, the Writers of Sky Zoo joint, and I popped up there. I already knew I was already a fan of yours and all that. I went to that show with my homegirl. I was like, yo, that's Torae, that's Torae. You know what I mean? And I'm at the bar. I'm like, yo, I'm just standing there. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I'm ever see this brother again. He's one of my favorite MCs. I was like, yo, Torae. He was like, yo, what up? I was like, hold on, he don't know me, but you gave me that intro like we was cool. You know what I mean?
Love, man. It's love, man. It's all yo, shut up, B. It's all
Yo,
love.
B gonna talk it. B gonna talk
B
it.
gonna talk his talk.
You
You know what I
know?
mean?
Yeah.
But
But,
I from early, not to cut you, but
yeah.
I understood the importance of the audience, of the
Right.
supporters, right? I don't say fans, like
Never. Right.
it's
Right.
it's the people that support your vision, that support your art, that enable you to continue to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
I could never be too good to kick it with anybody who supported the music. And again, right, you got social media, so I see the name and the face. So you say, "Yo, I'm
Right.
at such and such," and I'm like, "Oh, you done bought 5 albums, 4
Yeah. Yeah.
T-shirts." You know what I'm saying? Like, I it just mean a lot to me. So I always try to treat people with that respect that they give me as an artist. I try to treat those people with that same respect and give it right back because this is like a perpetual transaction. Like we're gonna keep this.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep this thing going on.
Absolutely, and that's something that you have mastered. I think once again, like for something like that, I think people could be trained to do that, but also it's in you. You know what I'm saying? It's on the way you come up. You know what I mean? And also, like when I think about like the interactions I've had with you, I've had some of my most memorable moments of hip hop too with you because I remember when, and I know you don't always. Everybody's asking about the part 2 of this, but the Barrel Brothers when that album dropped.
No doubt.
I'll never forget to this day that show. And shout out to my man Pete, photographer out of Mount Vernon, my bro. I wanted to go to that show. I don't forget I was at work, and he hit me up. He's like, "You going?" I was like, "I want to." He was like, "Come on." And we got there. We was backstage, and I was just like, "Yo, this is history to me." You know what I'm saying?
That was SOBs.
Yeah, SOBs. Mr. Mac was hosting. You know, and you walked up, and when I saw you and Skywalker, I was like, "Yo, that's like I got goosebumps." And just seeing everybody backstage, man. You know, can you go back to just like interact like with that? I know you don't talk about the part 2s or anything like that, but you and your stage presence, you know what I'm saying? How you command the stage. Where did you get that part from?
Well, I mean, all of it comes from being a student, honestly, of the game and wanting to be like. I was and this is no shots to nobody, right? But even as I was watching the BET Hip Hop Awards yesterday, it was some highlights, it was some lows, but I kept saying to myself, "Yo, I'm so glad I came up in the era of like you got to do this shit. You had to be nice, you had to be original, you had to be able to command an audience. Like it wasn't. I'm sure people did it, but just like the train of thought in the school that I'm from is like you got to be the best. Like when you get on that stage, that's why I used to when I would do shows or go on the road with people, and they'd be like, "Oh, why are you opening? You should be the headliner. You should be." People always want to put these projections on you or what you should be. Meanwhile, they ain't doing shit. But whatever, right? I was always cool with opening the show. I was like, yeah, let me, I open the show. I'll be number 2. I don't got to be the biggest name on the bill, but I know when I get on that stage, I'm gonna bust somebody's ass. And when I leave off that stage, I'm gonna take some of them people that came here for you. I'm gonna take them with me. They're gonna come back. They're gonna buy this music. They're gonna flick it up. They're gonna become supporters. Like that's what it was. That's what it was about. It wasn't always about being the biggest name on the marquee. It was like leaving your mark on the people. So that's just like the pride in me. Like I don't want to get off the stage and somebody tear the shit down, and I'm like, people don't remember me. Or I don't
Word.
want to spit some shit and then somebody spit after me and the whole shit go crazy. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like that competitive spirit that's in it. And also just watching the greats and being inspired by the greats. You know, me
Absolutely.
wanting to be a part of this game wasn't to come in and be a leech and just take up space, right? We go back to
Right.
that space conversation. It wasn't just to take up space. It was to be present
Right.
and have a presence. So,
Absolutely.
you know, like as much as I loved watching Red and Meth on stage and Busta and learning from them and seeing Big's savoir faire, you know what I mean? Like Big was a different performer than
Right.
Smooth the Hustler, right? But they
Oh,
both did what they had to do when they was up there. And
right.
so,
Right.
or Onyx, right? You know what I'm saying? Like just was different from what MOP was doing, was different from what Gangstar was doing, was different from what Tribe was doing, but they
Right.
all had their presence. And so for me, it was like, how do I get in this shit and be my authentic self, but also be able to compete? Because why I don't want to come in and be under with motherfuckers already took it. It don't make no
Right.
sense to do
Right.
that. If it's already here, you got to come in
Right.
here or
Exactly.
here, never here.
Now, just a sidebar on that because as soon as you say, if you're the opener, you still want to leave your mark. First ones I think about is when I went to see Kanye West at Toad's Place on his first album. Now, the opener for him was a group I never heard of before, and they were just in tune. It was two MCs and a DJ. They had dance steps, they had bars, and they had beats, and it was Little Brother, you
Yeah.
know. And if Little Brother doesn't leave a mark on you to this day because they're part of they're historic to
Some of
me.
the best outside of the MCing and song making, some of the best performers that you will ever see. Like
Yes.
their stage show is so, they like Pooh knows his position in that space. Tay
Right.
knows his position in that space, and they do it so well. If you were able to ever see them with Ninth, that's something different. If you ever seen them with, you know what I'm saying, Flash, that's what I'm saying. But like,
Right.
yeah, I learned from them as well, man. Like
Right.
my peers, my friends are some
Right.
of the best to do it. That's why I
Absolutely.
don't give it up easy. I don't give it up easy because I'm like, yo, my friends is better than Duke. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely. And it's crazy because and like I said, it left a mark. And once again, like I said, shout out to Shots them like he just stepped in the room too. And I said when I first heard you on Shaw's joint, what is
Rashad,
the
you late. We already gave you all your accolades and shit, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
I'm not I'm not running that back. I'm not doing it.
Now, what we're going to is we're going to speak on that Ninth Wonder because I remember the Merchants of Dreams, that verse there. When I first got to be able to have conversations with you, that joint on that track there, when you was like, brothers don't rewind the verse, they spin the coupe around.
It's so funny that you mentioned that as soon as Shad got in here, because Shad did not, he ain't fuck with that bar.
What?
He ain't fuck. He was like, I don't understand it. They don't get it.
Yo, I literally was that dude rewinding it because I was like, yo, did you hear? Listen, that whole verse was a body right there. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
And
it.
so, once again, you got to work with you talking about with Primo work, Pete Rock work. Then we're gonna go. You had to work with Night Wonder. You know what I mean? It's just, and then when you started putting out the work, and how was the transition when you got signed with Duck Down? Like, what was that feeling like? Because we already know Duck Down, legendary label. Everybody on there to me is a legend. Now, what was that? Because I'm sure that they embraced you with open arms, but what was it like releasing music there?
Man, that was so special. Like, it was such a special time. I remember I was on tour while we were working out the deal. I was in Poland, and I remember, like, as much as I love performing and doing the shows and kicking it, I wanted to get back to the Wi-Fi at the hotel to see where we were in that process, because it wasn't about doing a deal, doing a new album. It was about Duck Down Records, Duck Down Music,
Yeah,
what that logo meant to me,
yeah.
what that logo means to me. Like, Buckshot and Smith and Wesson,
Mm-hmm.
Helter Skelter,
Mm-hmm.
Fab Five. You know what I'm saying? Like, just it just, man, like it was so crazy to me. And I'm from Brooklyn, and I've known Buck. Buck spent a lot of time in Coney Island. Buck got a lot of family in Coney Island, so I would see who got the props on TV and then go outside and Buck would be standing in front of my building. It's crazy.
Dope.
But I never asked Buck for anything.
Right.
Ever. Put me on, give me a verse, introduce me to somebody, do something for me. I never asked. And he said that when we did the deal. He was like, yo, I love the fact that we doing this deal today because you got here on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, at any point, you could have been like, yo, but you got here on your own. Drew came to me and said, yo, you want to do this? I was like, yo, this is a no-brainer.
Right.
But it wasn't about you utilizing that relationship to get here. You know, so for me, just knowing I was going to have a body of work with that Duck Down logo on it and that audience, and just to be a part of that history. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be a part of that history was incredible for me. So I was more excited about just that part of it than, you know, everything that came with it. Like the perks and all that shit was cool, but it was like, no matter what, once they press this vinyl, you can't take that from me. It's forever. You know what I'm saying?
I'm there. I'm there.
Yeah. It was crazy. And at that point, I had already had a relationship. Rest in peace to my brother Sean. I had a relationship with Sean already. Like I said, I had a relationship with Buck. I had known Drew and Noah, and you know, but I didn't know Tech and Steel like that. You know, I didn't really know rock like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was just dope to build that camaraderie amongst us and have some of my favorite MCs respect what I do. You know, like when rocking them, nigga, you so not like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yo, this is still rock. Like, this is still somebody who I've looked up to, and I've listened to some of my older shit and I laugh at it because you can hear how strong of an influence BCC was on me before I really found my own voice. So it's so funny to me, man. But just to have the respect of those guys, Tech and Steel and Buck and Drew, and, you know, Ruck and Rock is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so one time for that whole Dug Down. Shout out to Shucky. Shout out to everybody. I mean, I'm definitely leaving bad names off, but shout out to everybody in that whole situation.
And then also I remember when like on your album you had to join Flames with Torae. With Rock and Fame. Right.
I
love when Rock was like, I'm from Brownsville, but I went to school in Coney Island, so I understand exactly why the little homie wildin'. I was just like, he gave you mad props in that job. I love it, man. You know,
for sure.
You know, now
for sure.
Just
Praise, what up, God? What up? I just want to shout some of my people out. You know what I mean, as they passing through.
Yeah, listen. Shout out to everybody that's coming in the room. I appreciate everybody that's here. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I got my man, like, one of my biggest, like, supporters said, come here, man. You know, he wanted to show you some love, Big Noah, but he's like, I don't know, you know. But, you know, real quick.
Listen, we can't even continue until Noah pop up, man.
Yeah. Come here, man. So what's up? So I said, what's up to Torae? He's right there.
What's up, nephew? You good?
Yeah, talk to him right there. Either way you want to say, talk to him. That's live right there. Everybody, this is my son Noah. If y'all don't know,
I'll be seeing you when you come out the barbershop, fresh cut. I'll be seeing you when you're in the pops with your car. You be spitting the verses. You know what I mean? The good, authentic hip hop verses. You know what I'm saying? So salute to you, man. Your pops is a great guy, and you doing a great job. Keep making him proud.
Thank you, man. I love you, man. All right, love you. I see you. All right, sorry about that. Just had he went.
Oh, look, that's the best part of the conversation so far.
He's been looking forward to that because he has his own playlist, as you know, and What's Love is his joint. You know what I'm saying? Like and shout out to praise on that, you know. But back to this, man, like with you, bro, when you was MCing, because I once again, me being a fan of yours, I knew that you always wanted to transition out of just making music, you know. Now, what was it that told you that? Because getting signed to Duck Down and all of that, those are accomplishments, you know, that most people would be like, where I'm here and I made it. But what was it in you that decided that you knew that wasn't going to be the end all for you?
Hey, so what up? For me, man, it's always been about progression. You know what I'm saying? Like evolution and progression. And when I say that, that doesn't mean that I abandon anything that I've done, the things that get me here. Like, I write rhymes every day. I record songs every day, but as a songwriter. So that for me was a natural evolution from just emceeing and writing for myself I get a chance to expand my thought process, my palette, the words I use, the music that I work on. It's dope. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
now it takes it from just a person to person conversation. Now I get a third person conversation, right? I get a chance to kind of drop into character of someone else and
Right.
speak from their perspective and speak through their lens. You know, same thing with like being a radio host, right? So that was never on my list of accomplishments and things that I wanted to do. I never like had dreams of being in radio, but I always wanted to go into television and film, you know.
Right.
So I ended up in radio, but it was also very natural. It was a natural transition from what I had been doing my whole life. My skill set was always talking and communicating and articulating and being a conversationalist. And whether I was on stage in front of 100 people or
Right.
100,000 people, it was still the same thing. It was still master the ceremony. So
Yeah.
I just took that conversation from a 2.5 minute song to a few hours a day as a radio host. But it's still like, I'm talking about music, I'm talking about culture. It's the same shit I would be talking about with the homies in front of the building or at the barbershop. I just get a chance to do it on a larger platform. You know, television and film was something I always wanted to do. So that transition was easy for me. But it's always about the evolution and growing. There's one thing I say about myself. If I'm only doing what I was doing 5 years ago, then I'm not doing it right because I didn't grow. I didn't grow in it. I didn't learn enough from it. I didn't evolve enough from it into the next thing. And all these things are connected. You know what I'm saying? Like they all links in the same chain. It's all music based. It's all entertainment based. It's all creative space. It's just pushing the envelope a step further. You know.
Right.
Same with like if I'm auditioning or if I'm in television or in movies right now, the natural, you know, transition from that is to go behind the camera, right? To direct, produce, to screenwrite. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Jack Thriller, what's up? So for me, man, it's just always about evolution. It's always about evolving. And I'll tell you this, it hasn't even fully been announced. I won't fully announce it, but I'll say this. Even in radio, I'm about to hit 8 years of my own show in radio. In December, the tour guide will turn 8 years old, my radio show. Not including the time I spent with DJ Eclipse.
Right.
So the natural transition and progression for me in that space is to do something else. So I have a big radio announcement coming in the next couple of weeks where I'm doing something really dope in the Sirius XM space. And then there's also Hard to Earn, which is another, you know, again, man, everything happened very natural and organic. I know those are like fucking keywords that people say and shit, but it's really just like my real life is always figuring out how to grow and do the next thing. Bro, if I was just putting out albums, going on the road, putting out albums, going on the road, I would kill myself. No, I wouldn't kill myself. That's not to play with. But I wouldn't still be as excited about it because I didn't do anything. I didn't take it further than what I've already mastered.
Right. And shout out to the homie Praise. You know, he's already been on the show too. Salute to him, you know.
Shout out to Praise.
You know, one thing I always say, like, about you.
Praise, I owe you a verse. Hold on, let me tell Praise. I owe you a verse, Praise. Praise, if y'all still want the verse, I'm singing the verse. If y'all still want the verse, please let me know if you want the verse.
Praise, get that verse, release the song here. You know what I mean? Word, that's what I'm talking about. You know.
Talk Praise, I know I've been OD. I've been, like, life got so crazy. But if y'all still on that, I'm definitely still trying to be a part of that.
Right now, speaking of that, because it's just the creativity, you know, I know I'm jumping around, but it's just one of those things I want to touch on everything, you know. Like, when you're in the studio, like, when you lock in with one producer, like you've done with Marco Polo.
Praise the asshole.
You know, we can't help it, man. It is what it is, you know. Word. But talk to me about that, like, that part of it, like, because a lot of times we're in the era where you have different producers on the trip, you know, you reaching out, things like that. But how is it locking in with just one producer for a whole album? How's that feel?
It's dope. You know, it's dope, man. Obviously, Marco and I did it first with Double Barrel, and that was a different process for me. Like going into the studio every day, the same place, knowing who was making the beat. Like it was a different. It took a sense of pressure off, but then it added a sense of pressure as well, because I knew like Marco was gonna push me to do things that I hadn't done before. You know what I'm saying? Like the aggression that you hear on Double Barrel, even the tone, like the texture of my voice was different than I had presented it before. I knew the music was going to be a certain BPM and feel a certain way. So for me, it was like, how do I still make an album that kind of shows a little variety in what I do, but still not being outperformed by the beat or doing something that doesn't make sense? So it was a little compromise in there for Marco as well as myself, but I think we made a really, really dope body of work. Again, listen, it is not lost on me the fact that people reach out to me on a regular basis about this music that I put out 10, 11 years ago. Is so crazy to me. Double Barrel came out in 09, you know what I'm saying? And people still playing this record. Songs are still getting licensed from this album. People still care about this album. So, you know, that's the test of time, and that's really like the test of how strong your music is. You know, I remember Marco being like, yo, we got to use this person to mix and master, and it got to sound like this. And I was like, why do we have to spend all this extra money? And he was like, trust me. And when I put that record on today and it still cut through all the noise and still bang like the first day, I understand. I was still young in the game, so I didn't fully understand the importance of the sonics like I do now, man. But, you know, to answer your question, working with one producer is really, really dope. Marco, again, pushed me and we made a really incredible body of work. The Praise collabo happened just because we had chemistry. Our chemistry was different because it wasn't in studio. It wasn't in person. We just like, when Praise sent some shit, I knew on the 11th hour, last day, got to get a record done, needed beat. I knew Praise was somebody I could reach out to. And that pack of 6 or 7, I was going love 4, really rock with the other 2, and 1 was the one. You know what I'm saying? So like that was the faith, for lack of a better term, that I had in Praise, knowing that he could deliver. So after Entitled came out, and we had, you know, Praise ended up with the most of any single producer on that particular body of work. And we had other records that we had worked on prior to that, and just, you know, it was something that was a no-brainer for me. It was something that really made sense. I was like, yo, you want to do it? Let's do it. And it wasn't about me trying to find the biggest name producer. It wasn't about me trying to keep him in the shadows. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did that album, co-build that album, Torae and Praise, because I wanted Praise's name to get out there, because I wasn't paying Praise top dollar that his beats deserved. So it was like, what can I do to utilize my platform to help his platform and his fan base and his audience grow? And you know, I always appreciated Praise for just being, outside of an amazing talent, like a stand-up guy, good brother, good family man. You know, we would, when we did have conversations on the phone or whatever, like crack jokes. He was just somebody who, our chemistry and the way that we connected was so crazy. You would have thought that we had been friends for years, or that we had hung out together for years, when in actuality, the first time we met was at the All Praises Due show at SOB in New York. That's the first time we ever met, yo. So nuts.
Yo, that's crazy right there, because it's, I mean, that's just the way that the music.
Chef Tariq, what up? Cool, what up?
And shout out to Liz. Shout out once again to everybody that's coming through. Praise Chef Tariq. Shout out to all of y'all. You know. Now, real quick, what I wanted to ask about is like with you, like I've been to a few of your shows. You know what I'm saying?
And I appreciate you for it.
You know. Now, for you, this is just a personal question I always want to ask. What do you love better? Do you love the live set with the band, like you did at the Blue Note, or do you love like in Boston when you rocking some like a stage with a DJ? Which one do you prefer?
Preference, I would have to say 2 turntables and a mic, because that's the essence, that's the culture. But right earlier in this conversation, we also talked about evolution, right? And so for me, it was like, I've done that. I've done shows with my DJ. I've done shows where we had to find a DJ on the fly. I've done open mics. I've rapped on stage with no beat, a cappella. What is the next step? What is the next thing to do? What is the next accomplishment? What is the next level? How can I continue to elevate and evolve this? And that's how I ended up with the band. Obviously, tons of people have done it before me. Tons of people have done it after me. But for me, as I sat down and listened to my own records and the musicality of some of these records, because of the samples and because of the trumpets that come in and because of the live instrumentation that I have been adding to my production anyway, doing the live band just made sense, you know, because I felt like I can give you an hour and change of this really dope music put together in this really dope way with a band, and it won't sound out of place. Like certain music, you it's hard to perform it with instruments because those records don't feel warm, right? They don't come from the soul, so it's hard to do those music live. But you know, man, I so enjoyed the 2 Blue Note shows, and shout out to everybody that came out and helped us sell that out back to back times. It was really, really like bucket list shit, like to say I sold out the Blue Note and had some of my favorite MCs come and join me on stage. Like, I mean, Pharoah Monch, Smith and Wesson, Drez of Black Sheep, Rod Digger. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that shit is a dream, bro. I'm still 12 years old in Coney Island looking out 10C window. Like, that shit is a dream for me.
Yeah, now it's crazy because for me, you gotta remember, like, and I don't know if you remember, well, you remember, bro, we talked, you know, my 40th birthday was the Blue Note joint, you know, and shout out to Life, you know, because that night.
We are not shout Life for that, shout out to Life.
You showed me so much love that night, though, bro, because, you know, you stopped the show, gave me a bottle for my birthday, you know what I mean? That's just things that, once again, how many people can say that an MC that they listen to on a regular basis, one of their favorite MCs, show them that kind of love, and that's just attest to the type of person you are. You know what I'm saying?
But if I can interject, please, you had a busload of people with you come down from Connecticut to a show. Like, you got a busload of people and trek down from CT to New York to watch me perform. Like, the least I could do was show my appreciation, man. And that's what, like I said, man, I love like the social media, the personal effects that it can bring and the personal friendships that it can bring. So it was like, man, it's about to be Duke's birthday.
Yeah.
We got to show him some love. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to show him some love. But I feel like it's little shit like that go a long way. And I remember when I was coming up, when artists would take time to talk to me or kick it with me or give me some game or whatever the fact, it made me a bigger supporter. I went back to the store and I bought the CD again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's shit like that really lives on past a song.
And that explains why I got doubles and triples of some of your shit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you.
But you know, it was just a dope thing because
you got a bunch of lushes. You got a bunch of lushes in your comments talking about where they bottles at.
Yo,
y'all ain't show up. Y'all wasn't at the show.
Yo, one thing I remember at that show, because, and my lady Jess is with me, I love Rod Digger. You know what I'm saying? Rod Digger is one of my favorite MCs, period. It doesn't matter the gender. So when she was upstairs at the end and I had this bottle, or she was just like, oh, we popping that tonight? I was like, yo. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, but that's Rod Digger, though. She
Digger. I love Digger, man. She's somebody that obviously I was a fan of coming up, but when we met and we connected, like, she just showed me so much love that she didn't have to show, and would show up for me at shows. And there's the times where you on stage and you're trying to do something to make your show special, and I'm like, who can I bring out and shit like that? And she would always show up for me, man. Like, she's somebody that's real like fan, man. I gotta highlight Digger once we finish this live, matter of fact, just to make sure she's good.
You know, she's one of my favorite MCs, always will be, you know. But just with that though, like I said, because talking about the person you are, we're gonna get to now real quick if we can, last year with the pandemic and what you did, you know, because once again, there's a lot of people that everybody went through it last year, you know.
Right.
And what you did was, you said, I'm going to try to bring some positivity to people who's going through things, and you just started going live. And you went live consistently, and it was always the same people. And that's birthed what we call our Live at 5 tribe.
Yeah, shout out to the tribe.
Yes. Shout out to all of them. Shout out to A Block, ASU, Shay,
Oh,
D,
you fucking
everybody
up
that's in
now.
the
You
tribe, you
naming
know.
names. You naming names. You fucking up now.
Oh. Well, listen, we know what it is, man, but that's one of those things that like I said, if your favorite MC doesn't inspire you in more ways than just getting on a mic, it might be a little thing you might want to think about. You know, think about who you're listening to or what they bring to your life. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what made you decide to just do that, man? Was it just you seeing what everything was going through at the time, man?
Um, it happened so naturally and organically. I couldn't even pinpoint how or why I decided to do it. I
Mm-hmm.
remember wanting to jump on. Okay, I do remember what happened. I said because I was supposed to do a course right before the pandemic hit as well, this music course.
Mm-hmm.
And I put a tweet out and I was like, if you have any musical questions, anything you want to ask me about the business, I'll
Right.
jump on live and I'll answer some of your questions. And
Mm-hmm.
so people would email me questions and I would jump on live and answer those questions. And then I remember Royce going on live and saying something. I forget exactly. Royce has said a lot of shit since then. I forget exactly what he was talking about when he went on live. And I wanted to ask him questions. I wanted to follow up, if you will, what he
Right.
was talking about. And so I reached out to him and I was like, yo, will you jump on my live and we could like continue on this conversation, with my audience? And he was like, yeah, for sure. And I remember going on live after that and Max Ace being in the comments. And then I cammed up Ace. I was like, Ace is big bro. Like,
Yeah.
I hang out with Ace, right? So I cammed up Ace. We had a conversation. And then the light bulb went off. Like, I could do this every
Right.
day, right? We
Right.
go live, and for me, on like phonetics and alliteration and shit, I was like, I'm going live at 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we went live at 5 Monday through Friday, and the tribe know we had long nights. We went to
Man,
12 and
listen.
1 and got drunk, got sober, got drunk again, played
Yo,
all type. This is before Instagram
before they
restrictions.
was
We was
cutting,
playing
because let
all
me
the
tell you,
music. Yo,
yo, me
some of
and
the
Jess used to
greatest,
get
some of
prepared
the
with them Friday nights, bro. Listen, we would go to, I'll
oh
go to
Dito, Dito after dark.
the
It got crazy.
no be at grandma's, we be here like, yo, oh man, yo, it was, yo. Some of them nights you was like Tito, then I just stopped responding. Listen, it was
Right. It was over.
word.
It was going down. I was background noise.
Yeah. It was just like, yo, Tor got this dope players going. Nah, but
Man, that was such a anytime you living through some shit, you don't realize how special it is
right.
until you get a chance to reflect on it, right? And obviously, we don't go live like we used to and all that shit.
Yeah.
But when I think back about some of those nights, it was just special, right? Because
Yes.
again, we
Classic.
was playing music. We was A Block to thug me for the reggae set or the calypso shit, or we'll get into heavy R&B, heavy soul,
Mm-hmm.
hip hop, B sides. We started like it was man. Them shits was special, man. Them
Yeah.
shits was special. And as much as it did for everybody tuned in, it did for me. It kept me
Right.
busy. It kept my sanity. Like I love music. We love music.
Right.
That's like our common denominator. So to have people tap in that had the same love, like the affinity for the music and the conversation that we would have. And of course, we've had multiple guests on live at 5. We got
Absolutely.
Mike Geronimo talking about being suicidal. We had Rod Digger on. We had Irv Gotti and his crazy ass to Brandy. Like,
That was fresh after the whole wild out on Drink Champs. You had Irv Gotti too, because everybody's like, "What's he gonna say?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like, the fact that I could, Styles.
You had Little Brother.
Yes, everybody and Little Brother individually.
Yes.
Just some crazy time. Buck Wow. I mean,
Rock,
the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Vinny and KG from Naughty.
Yeah.
Special, man. Very, very special times when we had those conversations with our heroes and icons.
Yes.
And the fucking the comment section, the
That's
peanut gallery.
And this format here, this platform, what I have here, what I started, it was something I always wanted to do, but never knew which way I wanted to. Saigon, absolutely. And like I said, I always give you credit because you helped me with a vision, bro. You know what I'm saying? you was always like, listen, go start. You said to everybody, listen, go do that. Go do something. You gotta have something, especially coming out of the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? I got things going on, but you was that one. I was telling people, listen, do what you want to do. Aspire about it. So I always appreciated that. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And out of that also, we were able to follow Chef Torae, A Block, everybody that's doing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
No,
You know?
I love it. I love it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So now talk about the acting part now, because you got a lot going on with that too. You know, are there things that are still you can't talk about in it that you got going on?
Yeah, I mean, we got so far. I think I got two things coming before the end of the year. A holiday film that I'm excited about, pretty sizable role in that one. And then we were just talking about Irv Gotti. I shot an episode of Tales, which is Irv Gotti's show on BT. So I'm pretty sure that's coming before the end of the year as well, season 2 of Tales, or season 3 of Tales. So yeah, man, I'm just excited about that. And then I'm auditioning a lot. I got another role that I just booked, so we're gonna start shooting that early 2022. Shout out to my guy Julito.
Word.
Here, just as you right naming, just as you start talking about my acting forays,
Yeah,
but
word.
inspired by guys like that. You know,
Yeah,
and my man Wes and a bunch of us, we would go to Buffalo Wild Wings and watch the Knicks games, like all of us in Brooklyn years ago, and talk about shit. And you know, he is somebody who inspired me because he was somebody who was right there, you know, that I could look to for inspiration. Like, yo, he a regular cat, but he's amazing at his craft. And for me, like, even being an artist, there were other opportunities to do shit early on. But I was like, I need to learn the craft. I need to study the craft. I need to respect it like I respect making music. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's people who dedicate their whole life to this. And so I don't ever want to jump into anything and half-ass it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so like
right.
I'm talking about like my power to actor book is right here.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? Like dead ass serious shit. Like studying my craft, having conversations,
exactly.
rest in peace to Michael K. Williams, you know, having conversations with Mac Wiles, having conversations with Tyson Beckford, having conversations with Amari Hardwick, all these people, just learning, just picking a brain, taking the acting classes with my coach, Wendy McKenzie, and just wanting to be able to do it at the level of quality that my audience has come to expect from me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't half-ass on those songs. I don't half-ass on no verses. I don't half-ass at radio. I don't half-ass at songwriting. I'm not going to half-ass at that either. So I'm excited for what's to come, and we got some really dope shit in the pipeline. You know, I just saw a couple of slates for like 2022 things that I can be involved with. So I'm excited about all that shit.
You know, it's so crazy because Julito, he said in there, Torae is a legend. And it's funny because as I'm driving around,
my brother, thank you.
Noah has this thing. He asks me every time we listen to something, are they a legend? And when What's Love is on, he's like, are they legends? I was like, listen, Torae is a legend, bro. And I was like, Pharoah Monch definitely is. But it's things for reasons, bro. You gotta understand, to me, that, people throw that around. You know what I mean? And anything, we see that. But to me, as I got older, a legend is someone who does more for, you know what I'm saying, more with their music than just make you bop your head. You know what I'm saying? Like when I put your music on and I could learn, like when we talk about how you don't say the N-word as much. You know what I'm saying? That's growth, bro. You know what I mean? And then for the fact that you had What's Love on originally, and then the second time around is on All Praise Due, and you took out the N-words. You know, that's growth.
Right.
So that's why, to me, not only do I put your music against anybody, you're a legend because of the growth that you've shown.
I appreciate that. Shout out to my cousin Michonne in here as well, another phenomenal actress. She inspires me too because her grind, she's so relentless with her grind. Like my cousin is gonna be the biggest actor in the world. I already know because she already see it for herself. She already put in her 10,000 hours. She probably at 100,000. You know what I'm saying? But she still hit that pavement every day and get busy. And she inspired. And she be on my ass. Hey, update your page. Hey, put some new pictures up there. Like she be on me, even with the roles and the shit that I've done already. She still stay on me to make sure that I keep continuing to push on, man. So I just wanted to shout out my cousin Michonne in here. What up, cousin? I love you.
Yes, for sure. Now, let's talk about that hoodie you got on right there, because I want to make sure we touch on everything you got going on, because some people may not know. You know,
Sure.
once again, shout out to our brother Bonsu, who
Bezo.
you know how he do. Bezo just he don't play, but
Right, right.
let's talk about the Hard to Earn and how did that come about? Even though I was there for it.
Yeah, like y'all can answer that. Like the tribe really can answer that question because for this whole conversation, I've been telling you how these things happen naturally and how it happened organically. And I said those are like buzzwords and those are words that people use now. But y'all really are the living testament of that's what happened, right? We went from Live at Fives to reviewing verses to
Word.
me and B having the brainchild, the wherewithal to say we don't want to be beholden to just a verse of verses. Like
Right.
we got an audience, we got people that love what we talk about, our point of view, that respect our
Absolutely.
opinions in this music. We've put in enough time to have a firm platform and conversation that people will respect our opinion on this, even if they don't agree with everything we say. They respect where it's coming from because they know it's coming
Absolutely.
from the work that we've put in.
Right.
And that's really what Hard to Earn is. It's so dope because we had a conversation yesterday, so we about to level up Hard to Earn in a really,
Absolutely.
really dope way for next year as well. And shout out to Vivo, who's our partner already, but
Right.
we got some really dope shit in the pipeline. So
It's
I'm
dope.
excited about that, like really taking it, to another place. And obviously it was birthed here on Instagram Live, but we want to take it and really, really make it what we know it is.
Make it the brand and blow that brand. Not that you guys I love it, man, because once again, me being a fan, I'm also a dude that just I like to champion anyone who's doing something. And when I see somebody doing something, I get behind it if I support them. And what you and
That's
Bonku
facts.
have done, y'all took that idea, like you said, and first of all, you guys, y'all don't stop. Y'all both are the same type when it comes to that. You know what I mean? So y'all, it just exploded and it's just growing, and I just love seeing that, man. But
What is A Block talking about? Please, somebody tell me what A Block is talking about, because she crazy. Mike Sean, what up?
listen, that's one thing.
She a crazy Cape Verdean. You know what I mean? She
A
related to
block behind
Tavares.
A block behind the keyboard is dangerous because nobody's off limits. No.
Super Thug.
Yes.
Nori
But,
who? A Block the Super Thug.
yeah, for sure. Now, real quick though, like now besides that, you have a title with in music. I don't know if everybody realized that when you were presented this title, and do you know what I'm talking about there as far as with the it
So
was
much shit.
yeah, it was the one with the music, the coalition thing, man.
Okay. The Recording Academy, right? So
Yes,
the
yes,
Recording Academy, which most people know is the Grammys. The Recording Academy is the organization that actually puts on the Grammys.
right.
I've been a member for a number of years. I've been voted to the vice presidency 2 terms in the New York chapter. I'm
Salute,
also part of
salute.
the Black Music Collective, which is specifically conversations around Black creators, music, talents, just how to continue to push the culture forward,
Right.
to elevate Black people and amplify Black voices, and just shit that's important. Shit that's important. So I'm excited about that. I got really, really dope things that I've already been able to accomplish, like the financial literacy program, which was really dope that I did with MC Light
Mm,
and Dr. Lynn Richardson to teach you
mm,
how to get your finances in order. Mental health conversations that are being had. We about to do some really dope things for people living with disabilities. So
mm.
outside of the music, like the music is cool, award show, the tickets and shit is cool, but it's like the real life shit that happens the other 364 days a year that we
Right.
get to impact by doing this work is what really makes it rewarding for me.
That's dope, man. And once again,
Tucson said I'm doing too much shit.
the thing is, though, man, like once again, you're not a one of those MCs, and you know me, so you know I'll go with this. You're not one of those MCs that was ever on the radio in rotation regularly, but you still found it in you to still want to do this for people, and that once again is credit to you and who you are, bro. And
Yeah.
I want to thank you for that, man. And once again, so like one thing I always do when I get one of my favorite MCs, like before I let you go, bro, I know your time is limited. Thank you. I gotta talk about one of my favorite songs that you crafted. Okay, so
Okay.
the one I think, like I said, I played it earlier. You would never believe it. You would never expect it, but it was off Heart Failure, and it was probably for you. It was just simple, but that joint love you. I always tell you where I put that joint, man. It's the sample and it's everything, man. So if y'all haven't heard that, once again, y'all gotta tap in with my brother Torae, that Heart Failure album. Look.
I haven't, yo, I was, man, I haven't listened to that album in so long. It's crazy that it's coming up, 10 years, 10 years in November.
Oh.
10 years in November. I know that because I put it out. No, I'm sorry. 10 years, it passed 10 years in February. It hit 10 years in February. 10 years in November is For the Record, but I put both of those albums out. I put both of those projects out the same year.
Right.
The Heart Failure mixtape or EP was February, and then November I put out my debut album. So I'm excited about like For the Record hitting 10 years. I have some plans and things that I want to do.
Not at all, man.
And, yeah, crazy. But yes, Heart Failure was just me. I mean, if you can't understand by now after this hour of conversation that I'm about evolution, evolving, continuing to grow, not getting comfortable and complacent in where I already know I'm good at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I remember Sean was mad at me over that project. My brother P, he was like,
I already know.
Like, why did you make that? I was like, I made it because people would have been like, you the double barrel guy. That's all we want from you. If you don't immediately do something different to shake that, because that record was so potent in what it gave that people could have easily tied that to me and never allowed me to do anything else.
Right.
So I had to do something that was its polar opposite. But I still was authentic and comfortable in it. And it was real life shit. It was like people dealing with relationships and ups and downs. And like, you know, for as much as we talk about a good hoodie and a fresh pair of Timbs and a fitted, like, but you put that shit on because you was trying to bag shorty. So let's get to that part of the conversation.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Man,
so yeah, I'm always when people tell me that that's a favorite project of theirs, and you know that record was really successful for me as well. You know what I'm saying? Like just the female audience, you know, that tapped into it and what I was able to do off the strength of that project, it was really, really dope. You know, and then we got back to the thug shit shortly thereafter.
Oh yeah. I mean, you didn't waste. It ain't like you sat in that lane because I even asked you if there was a part 2. You was like, no. It's like there's no like no because it was no. I was like, oh, okay. You know.
If you notice though, I've never part 2 the project.
Nah.
That's about Bow Brothers in particular. I've never part 2'd anything because again, right? Like that's almost directly contradiction everything I've been saying about who I am. Is about moving forward and growing and taking things to the next level. And that's not to say I won't do more music with Marco or Sky or whomever, you know, or Praise. Right. And that's not to say we won't do another project, but it won't be a part 2. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It would be the next part of the talk, the next part of the conversation. Where do we grow from this? Where do we land at? You know, after we had this conversation on Wax, where do we land at? How much of the world have we touched and impacted and traveled? Mm-hmm. Now, what's our conversation? If you come back to the table talking about the same shit you were talking about 10 years ago, you probably need to go live some more.
I think what it is, though, with the Barrel Brothers, I mean, once again, me being...
Tell me what it is. No, listen. People love it. We got great chemistry. Like, neither one of us are lying to the fact that we have great chemistry. We made some of our best music together. Obviously, we bring out the best in one another when we working, you know, so like, yeah, man, like, but I love that energy, that competitive spirit, the fact that we respect each other enough to even work on the project together. Like, I know Style gonna come in there talking his shit, so I gotta show up and go crazy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, smack me around, you know what I mean? Like, and he like, nah, Toy gonna come in here with that heavy voice and all that fucking, you know, alliteration and, you know what I mean, pocket me out. Like, I'm going to go crazy too. So I think that's why that record just holds, like, it's held to so many people because of what we were able to do, you know, with one another, but also what we were able to make the other person do on that particular project. Like, that's one of the records, when I listen to it, I'm like, this shit still go crazy.
Yeah, man, listen, yes, it does all day, man. And once again, for me, it was just the build up. Everything that y'all did up to that too was just, everybody was just like couldn't wait for that joint, and y'all delivered. Y'all gave us everything we expected. I appreciate that, man.
And Rec, what up, Mo? What's good? Yeah, that's a very important part of it, because sometimes we have something that's so anticipated, the build up is so big that you just let down because it couldn't live up to the hype that everybody hyped it to. And boy, oh boy, was that shit hype. But I believe we delivered. When I listen back to that project and I listen all the way through, I'm like, this shit's still crazy. Whereas I listen to some of my old music and I'm like, could have did without that one, like songs and shit. But some of them, I listen back and I understand why they like cult classics and fan favorites. Right. So why people say that legend shit, which is crazy to me. But
yeah. And
I'm humbled by it.
Listen, if you haven't already, Torae, you need to check out I already know if you know, but officially, shout out to my man DJ. We have Regular Cat Radio, and we are on iHeart Radio now.
Fire.
So you are in our rotation.
I'm hitting the air horn button. I don't got the shit connected, but
word. We working on it.
Those are air horns for you right there. That's amazing, man. Congratulations to you,
Thank
King.
you, bro. And once again, I can't thank you enough, bro, because all of these ideas, everything that I've done, you helped put that fire under me just by inspiring, bro. And I tell everybody that all day, and you took the time today. I appreciate it, because it's like we had talks off air, and it's like when the things you tell me, I listen. And I tell you, I was like, listen, I listen to you, and we don't have to speak about that. But the thing is, you helped me grow, bro. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. So
that's what it's all about, man. We a tribe for real, man. Like, we can't build each other up and support each other, and whether it be words of advice or encouragement or any other type of support, like that's what this shit is about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody gets to that level without people helping them get there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
right.
I just love that you took the initiative to do it. And we talked about, hey, listen, you starting off, I think you should try A, B, and C. Exactly. And it was just me talking about what I've learned, experiences, because I like to try to help people avoid some of the bumps in the road that I hit.
Right.
So I can do that. Hopefully you don't have to go through that. Tor did that.
Exactly. Yeah. But definitely, it's always.
Yeah, I love what you've done. I've said all that to say. I love what you've been able to do with it and grow with it. And I mean, from the logo to the branding to the orange and blue, I'm about that life.
All day.
I see you, my guy.
Right. And we still got some more things we're doing, man. Like, trust me, it's a lot going on. I'm just happy for it. And like I said, it was important for me to have you on because of what you mean to the Regular Cat Convo. And if anybody didn't know, they know now what it is, No but thank you for that, bro. Thank you for your time, man. And anytime you got more time, you have other projects, anything else you got going on, bro, my platform is your platform. Bonsu as well, man. Thank you for everything tonight, bro.
For sure. Nah, thank you, man. I'm about to go finish watching Squid Game like the rest of the world.
I haven't watched it yet, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a stack. Like the first episode, I was like, why is everybody on this shit?
Word.
And I made it through. I got to the second one. I was like, oh, nah, this shit is aight.
All right. I'll check it on the shit to you, but I'm mad.
It ain't for everybody, but I fuck with it. I fuck with it.
Animal Kingdom. Check Animal Kingdom out. Them boys is wild. That season just ended.
Heard you. I'm gonna check it out. Yeah. Thank you, Sai, Jess, Regular Cat Combos, everybody who jumped in, whether they was in and out, whether they clicked on accident and stayed, whether they clicked on purpose and left, whatever the case may be.
Yes,
we appreciate everybody who tapped into the conversation. The comment section is always wow.
Word.
Rich Nights, what up? The comment section is always wow. But I really sincerely appreciate and rock with all of y'all, and that's like real rap. If I never make another song again, if I never, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like that shit matters to this particular tribe.
Word.
It's about the love and the camaraderie that we have and the respect and the support for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's really, when people talk about legacy, that's always what I wanted my shit to be, was bigger than, he was dead nice.
Yeah.
About so many people. He bodied that song.
That's on your resume, but that's not all you are.
And what else? You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So like this special tribe, this real life shit is what really matters to me. So y'all give me so much by just being who y'all are. I appreciate it.
And real quick before you go, the biggest question of the night is not what you think, but when's the next Live at 5? That's the question I'm
Oh,
hearing more than anything in this chat, bro.
the next live at 5, man. I don't even want to. I don't even want to
I
lock
know.
myself in.
Don't.
I'm gonna try to go live soon though. This week is already a wash.
All
This
right,
week is
word.
already a wash. But I'm gonna
Yeah,
try to go live soon, man. We need to do like a late night Saturday. I just hate the fact that they be cutting music and all types of.
exactly.
It ain't fun no more. You know what I
Listen,
mean? And my whole shit was like, when the fun is gone, I'm out. And
and
that's in
that's what it
anything I
was.
do in life. You know what I mean? If it's not fun, if it becomes strenuous, if
Mm-hmm.
it becomes stressful, it's like, yo, it ain't really. It ain't what it was. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna holler at you, bro, because we might have a way around that for our exclusive tribe
Oh
members too.
shit.
So if we
Oh
do
shit.
tribe, we gonna
Wink
let
Lope,
y'all
what up?
know.
Spanish Ram, what up?
Word.
You got some legends. You got some legends tapping in here, Si.
Listen, this is all because of you, bro. I appreciate any and everybody, man. I'm a student of this game like you. I came up, I saw the
It's
birth.
fun for us.
It's that's A block. You know how it is. But thank you to everybody that joined this conversation. I had my brother Torae, dope
Love.
MC, dope artist, dope actor, and just a dope individual, bro. And all
Just a
the
guy. I'm just a guy in a black hoodie. That's all. Nah, Si,
a
for real though,
a
man.
little
Thank you
bit.
so much for having me on here. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you.
I'm wishing you much success and blessings in it, and
Appreciate
you
it.
taking it. You know what I mean, past your wildest dreams of what you could do with it, bro.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man. You have
No
a good
doubt.
one, man. We'll talk soon. Uh,
Love.
word.
G, what up?
They still there. You know how they do. You know.
Yeah, that's
But
your girl Giovanna. What up?
oh, word.
Amor, what up?
Oh man, thank you for coming in there. Word. You know.
Yeah. I'm out of here. Peace
All
and
right,
love.
bro. Word. All right. But listen, y'all, I want to thank y'all for joining us tonight, man. Great conversation with my brother Torae. Gigi was good. Thanks for coming in. A little late, but you know what? You're here. I appreciate you. Miss you. Hope to see everybody. The family's good, you know. But listen, man. Like I told y'all during the interview, like I said, Torae is a great, not only a dope ass MC, man, but a dope person, man. He like you don't get that a lot. So salute to him. Salute to our tribe that has stayed together. Our tribe has stayed together. We stay supporting each other. You know what I mean? If y'all don't know, check out my man Chef Tariq. He does the Wednesdays, chefing it up with the kids, but also live on Sundays at 11, cooking it up with Chef Tariq. He's busy, you know. And I want to remind y'all, we got the Regular Cat Radio. We are on iHeart. I got some things coming up. DJ and I we working on, man. Salute. Salute to my brothers, Ghost Squad, once again. Guns, thanks for that dope ass artwork. I appreciate you. Shout out to the tribe. Shout out to everybody else. Tissue on the tape, official heat holders, respect heat holders. I'm gonna let y'all know who's gonna be on next week. I'm not gonna let y'all know until later. Praise. Thank you for everything, bro. Always, man. But everyone here, like I said, check us out. Regular Cat Radio. Regular Cat Convo. We got the YouTube channel, all the shows. If you miss them, they're on there. And also, we're going to be airing them on the station every night at 9 o'clock until the next episode. So if you miss it, if you're driving, turn on Regular Cat Radio 9 o'clock. You check that out. Or turn on Regular Cat Radio, period. Y'all give us 5 minutes of y'all day. I guarantee you, y'all going to come back to it, all right? Once again, Regular Cat Radio on iHeart. And like it, follow it, and all of that, all right? Shout out to everybody that's here. Shout out, cuz. I love y'all. All right? Everybody be safe. Enjoy your week and be safe, yo. Love y'all. Peace.